Well, we did it. 1 million jobs were created in the United States. We finally did it. It only took 12 months, but we did it. Welcome in, everybody. Let's do a screen share here and get this thing going. So you get me, now you get two screens of me. But so listen to this. The jobs number came in at 467,000 jobs created. And of course, hold on, let me get an overlay here. And of course, just bear with me for a second. I want to get my screen share going. Screen share on. Guys, I'll tell you something. There we go. So I have a question for all of you. Once we build up more people in here, I have a question for you because I need tech help. It's rare that I need tech help, but I'm going to ask a question. So here's the deal. 467,000 jobs were created. That's wonderful. That's all hunky-dory and this and that, and I'm happy about it. But remember, don't forget, remember this. Back in April of 2021, they said that 1 million jobs were going to be created. Don't forget that. Do not forget that. And here we are, still not 500,000 jobs created. So for those of you that don't know, I was joking when I opened the show. But with that being said, we need to remember that the economy is not as good as they say it is, unfortunately. I hate to burst everybody's bubble, but man, I look at the news every day, and I look at the jobs numbers that come out every day. They said it was an expected 125,000 jobs created. It comes out at 467. Unemployment rose to 4%. We still see out there, the visual's lagging. Listen, I'll ask my tech question in a second, but it has to do with the visual lagging. So, all right, let's get into some stuff. You're just going to have to deal with the visual lagging, and we'll go from there. So I want to talk about, where do we want to start? Let's start with Amazon. So Amazon, tech house. So here, let's start with Amazon. Amazon stock soars 15% after earnings, with the Prime membership hiking 15%. Okay, this to me tells me exactly that people do not understand anything that is going on in this market. They came out yesterday. Amazon came out and said, okay, we smashed fourth quarter profits because of our investment in EV maker Rivian. They missed on revenue. Guys, they missed on revenue. They increased their membership to $139 from $119. They did it 5 years ago. They did it 5 years before that. This is just the typical thing they do. It just happens to coincide with what's happening right now. But look at this, guys. Revenue, 137.4 billion versus 137.82 expected. Earnings per share was stupid, 27.5 versus 3.77 because of the Rivian stuff. They literally came out, it's because of a different investment that they made that it came out. So here it is. This reaction here is dumber than the Facebook reaction yesterday. And we'll get into the Facebook one a little bit. But this is, guys, I'm at a loss of words right now. I was sitting there this morning reading this and I'm like, am I missing something? And I went and read another story and another story. Then I texted Paul and I was like, Paul, I'm not missing something here, am I? He's like, no, this is exactly what we are seeing in this market. People don't understand numbers. They look at this earnings per share number and they say, oh my God, they absolutely crushed it. Why don't you go look at the revenue? If you take out Amazon's net sales of Amazon Web Services, I don't think they made I don't think they had a very large profit margin in the fourth quarter. So, anyways, the company's net income nearly doubled last quarter because of its investment in Rivian. Amazon reported a net income of $14.3 billion compared to the 7.2 in the previous month. So just because you get that jump doesn't mean that it's true. Amazon Web Services brought in $17.8 billion in revenue in the quarter. Yeah, Seth, this is why I asked you about the MacBook Pro yesterday, Seth. So I am we're just gonna have to deal with this. If you want me to, I will get rid of my camera, and I will be happy to get rid of my camera because you guys know how much I hate having my camera on the screen. So let me X out of here. You do not get my face today. How about that? All right. So Amazon Web Services brought in $17.8 billion in revenue for the quarter compared to the expectations. So Amazon Web Services just crushes. But you have to look at everything else, and it's just not there. So if we're looking at the company's first quarter revenue forecast going into next quarter, 112 to 117 billion, they expect 120. If you get more Rivian stuff, you might get that. So, guys, I'm just not, I just look at these reactions that we have in this market, and I'm just not incredibly impressed with what's going on. Anyways, let's go over to Facebook and see what happened there. So Facebook fell, lost off of its market cap, $237.6 billion, the largest market cap fall in one day. And if you look, Mark Zuckerberg, his net worth was off $30 billion yesterday. That hurts. That hurts. So Meta lost more than $237 billion on Thursday. That's one of the biggest drops in value in the history of the stock market. The next biggest one was Apple in 2020 when it lost $182 billion. Let's go for. I don't really think I had anything else to say about this, but guys, when I've been thinking about this a lot over the past day. It's just when you start thinking about usership and how many users Facebook has and the growth that they need to sustain. Same with Netflix. At some point, you're going to stop growing in usership, you know? And at that point, there's going to be a transition to something else. It doesn't mean that users stop growing, the company's dead. That's not how it works. The correlation doesn't even make sense, and that's effectively what the market is saying. Usership stops, company dies. That's it. I saw somebody put a comment on I think it was my morning show yesterday. Somebody wrote, Facebook is a value trap. Now it's something for the old fuddy-duddies to go and buy. And it's like, okay, so since usership stopped, that means that the company is old and screw it, on to the next. This is why people don't understand markets, and this is why all of us are different than the rest. Okay, speaking of insanity, here we go. Snapchat recovers from Apple's privacy changes, surges 50%. Guys, they were up as much as 62% yesterday. 62% off of Amazon privacy changes or something weird to that effect. I really don't know. But my goodness gracious, like what is going on with with this market? Here we go. Snapchat. So by the way, guys, Snapchat reported a quarterly profit for the first time in the history of Snapchat being a public company. That is incredible. When did they go public? 2016, 17? I remember the day that they went public. I was in the Tampa airport, actually, and I remember it went public, and I was like, well, damn. Did Jim Cramer say to sell Facebook? If yes, then there's your sign to go and buy. Why isn't Facebook? Yeah. So anyways, Snapchat on Thursday said its advertising bounced back from the effects of Apple's privacy changes faster than expected, and shares of the company skyrocketed 50% as it provided a first quarter outlook that surpassed estimates. They made money. They made $22 million in the last quarter. First time they've ever profited in the history of Snapchat being public. Snap, whatever it is. Snapchat sucks. Congrats to Snapchat. Because of fear. What was it? Fear, uncertainty, and doubt. FUD, that's right. Just-in-time finance. Who uses Snapchat that isn't for dick pics? Amen to that. I don't know who uses Snapchat. Oh, yeah, Paul uses Snapchat. I forgot. All right, let's go. Pinterest jumps more than 25% on earnings. So yesterday, because Facebook's the leader of the social media tech. When Facebook fell, all social media tech fell. Pinterest, Twitter, PayPal even started to fall. And Pinterest was down 10%, and then they reported earnings, and it came out. They were up 25% after market. Look, they had an increase in revenue, 20% year over year, $847 million versus $827 million expected. Now, here's the issue with Pinterest. Their usership globally has declined 6% year over year to 431 million. Usership in the United States has declined 12%. So the worry is that creepy Uncle Paul in there. So the worry is the usership is declining, and that's why if you guys remember, the rumor came out that PayPal was going to go and buy them, and the reason was because PayPal needed to increase usership. Pinterest was losing usership. The stock price got hammered, and there we go from there. So great opportunity shorting Snap. You know what? If there's ever a time to buy puts on something, it might be that one. That's for sure. All right, next. Let's do Biogen. So I know a lot of you guys, I bring this up because I know a lot of you really enjoy your investments in Biogen. So I personally, as many of you in the Bid and Ask Nation know, I do not like Biogen because of the chaos that just surrounds the company. I don't like when companies fluctuate massively on news of drugs, especially a drug that barely makes any money, and that's what we're going to talk about right now. So the antitrust regulator has asked Biogen to present documents related to the approval and marketing of its Alzheimer's drug, aducanumab, or Aduhelm, as you want to call it as the market trade name. The drug maker has disclosed a filing. The FDA approved them in June, despite a this is the most, in my opinion, this is the most controversial drug approval in the history of the FDA, leading to some panel members resigning, U.S. lawmakers launching an investigation into the drug. Sales of Aduhelm have basically been zero. It was supposed to be $65,000 per treatment, and then they cut it in half, and they cut it in more than half. They took it down to $27,000 per treatment. Medicare said that they would not cover it for patients over the age of 65, which is the main cohort for Alzheimer's. So this drug was basically zero. The stock price has it has gone all over the place. Let me pull up some charts. I'm telling you guys right now. So I want to ask the question. I'm going to ask the question right now. If you have the new 16-inch MacBook Pro, preferably with 32 gigabytes of memory, let me know, because I want a new laptop. And that's the one I want. And Seth has the older model. I want the one with the M1 Pro chip. But it's pretty awesome. So, that's right. EM Community live stream at 10 a.m. today. What was I looking at? Biogen? That's right. So I want to just show you guys this incredible fall of Biogen. It's just really something. So this was them. This was them back in June of 2021. skyrocketed price to nearly $500 when the drug was approved, and you see that we are now before approval, this thing was at $300 a share, and now it's at $215. Guys, the drug was approved. The drug was approved. The drug is not used, but the drug was approved, and there you go. So that's that. Got to get the extra RAM. Got to get the extra RAM. Got to get the extra memory. Got to get extra everything. Got to beef cake this baby up. So I'm excited to get it. But yeah. All right. So the yields. So the 10-year yield has. I have it and it's amazing. Okay, I'm going to buy it. The 10-year yield has jumped to 1.9 something percent this morning. This is not live. This is not in real time from the government website. Isn't that weird? The government website isn't live and up to date and as efficient as a private sector website. Weird. Anyways, I digress. Earnings that come out today: Bristol Myers reported before the bell, Royal Caribbean before the bell, Regeneron, Sanofi. What else do we have? Eaton, etc. So be aware of what earnings you have to come, guys. You have seen this week with earnings. You saw Microsoft get absolutely smoked. You saw Facebook get absolutely smoked. Actually, you saw Microsoft get smoked and then come right back up. Qualcomm, minus 8%, ended up closing positive, I think, or close damn to it. Amazon, up 20% or something crazy like that. Guys, Jeff, sorry to hear that, but thank you. My mom died of Alzheimer's in July. That drug is useless. That drug is absolutely useless. I've read everything about it. I've talked to everybody that there is to talk about. The drug is useless. It's useless. All right. Sorry, Jeff. But thanks for sharing that information. If you want to join the software, remember, book club is today. You would get the book club, etc. You get everything, all exclusive content. That's part of our exclusive content. Plus, you get 8 Pillars Portfolio, where you can basically build your own ETF, stock analyzer tool, retirement calculator. 8 Pillars, which is the stock analyzer is the best part of it. And here we go. Can you analyze Snap's graph? I can. It's just going to be, I don't know how useful it'll be. And here it is. $30 a month gets you access to all that. Plus, you get the chat with over 6,000 people. If you want to join the Bid and Ask Nation with me, that is $80 a month. We'll get you in there. You get the Trading 101 series, Employee Trader series, my exclusive Saturday seminars that I do once a month. I did one last Saturday. All of them are saved and documented, so you can go and look at a year's worth of content from me if you so please. So let's get at it. Let's do some stuff and let's go. Okay, so don't even worry about Biogen. Guys, I'm telling you right now, Biogen's unless you're going to day trade it is a tough one to trade. And I am going to warn you guys right now, this is going to be a slow typing session because I need more memory, more RAM, more everything in my life. 16 gig of RAM is a joke. Hans, you're right. 16 gigs is a joke. So I actually took my desktop computer and I upgraded the RAM in it myself, and that thing flosses now. I can't believe that they put in 16 gigabytes of RAM in any computer, especially a MacBook Pro. I mean, the damn thing's $2,500, and they put that little bit of RAM in there. It's not very nice, but they have, whatever. Okay, let's see. Let's see here. So here's the deal with Snap, guys. Go in there today and you can day trade it. But again, this move that happened, this 50% jump, remember, this is pre-market. So this thing could easily jump up 50% and just stay there. And it's not going to move much today. The stock price might not move. But on a day like this, yes, I would just go ahead and day trade it. Now remember, you have a gap that you're going to have 2 gaps because you're going to have a gap here and you're going to have a gap right here above. So you have 2 gaps to fill on the way down. So with as distraught and disastrous as the company Snapchat is, you might have a beautiful short coming in that you can take a handle on and just get at it. But all right, what's next? PayPal. PayPal took some abuse yesterday, didn't they not? If I remember. I mean, they rolled with Facebook, if I'm not mistaken. Everything in the market kind of rolled with Facebook, especially companies that rely heavily on usership. They took some kind of beating because everybody is worried about users, users, users. There comes a point where users are going to slow. And I talk about it with Facebook. I think I've already said it on this stream. Guys, smash the like button for me. You have 3 billion users. You have nearly half of the globe using Facebook. Where do you expect growth to come from? I mean, basically the only people that don't have a Facebook are me and people that don't have computers. So that's about it. So a nice gap to fill on PayPal, which I'm very happy about. I said buy a tracker share. I think I've been saying it since like 180. This is the point of a tracker share. So you lose $60 a share. You keep. Worst case scenario, if you bought a tracker share at 180, and you guys know this, I typically don't say buy tracker shares at 180, but I said it because if there's ever a time to buy an expensive tracker share, it's this one right here. I think it's a very good idea to do one. So right now, let's say you're down $60 a share. Okay, big whoop. Now you can go and grab this thing after the gap, wait for this red line to turn up, run up that gap, and you make it all back. Plus, you're not just in it with a tracker share anymore. You have a lot of shares going on, and you are making a killing. So I am going to actually buy myself a tracker share right now on PayPal because this is looking really, really good. Okay, so why don't you have a Facebook? Because I don't want to listen to stupid opinions about, and I don't want to see your kids. I don't give an F. Let's go and look at Facebook. And the only people that want to talk to me on Facebook are friends from high school, and they're like, hey, what are you doing now? I'm like, you don't need to know. And I don't care what you're doing because I don't get it. I don't get it. I'm an old curmudgeon. How about that? Nicole's over here in the corner shaking her head. She's like, what is wrong with you? All right. Facebook has dropped. Oh, man, it's going to drop even more today. Oh, my God, $232. $232, guys. Guys, this thing is lost. I mean, we're down, what is this, nearly 35, 40% of market cap because of some user growth? If there's, I'm telling you right now, some big hedge funds are going to start swooping in and grabbing this, and this thing is just going to start soaring. I am telling you right now, that's what's going to happen. 100% that's what's going to happen. All right. Because I don't want to see your kids ruthless. It's true. I don't want to see your kids. You ever watch? So one of my favorite things is the Sebastian Maniscalco skit that he did. He was talking about Facebook and stuff, and he's like, and people are like, yeah, my kids are so smart, this and that. He's like, unless your kid can fly across, like just start flying across the backyard, then I don't care what your kids are doing. It's true. Getting rid of Facebook is the best thing I ever did. Got rid of Facebook the day after 2012 presidential election. Never looked back. UPS. So excited. So what does Mo get excited about? Facebook crashing 40% in 2 days based on irrationality. So here we go. This is a massive flagpole pattern, guys. What I like is, so this thing has just shot up. This is a crazy flagpole. What I like is that today we're getting some pullback to this 227. So it might be creating this W formation. Outside of that, this thing will come back down to 220, if not the 200 range. I'm telling you right now. These are flagpoles that is hard. Just be careful with it. I'm losing Facebook this month. I'm going, oh God. I don't, that's, if it wasn't, so I never had an Instagram until, I've never had an Instagram, but I have one for the channel. It is the biggest waste of time, I will say that. I like it, I enjoy it, because I like seeing what people say, but it's just the biggest waste of time. Okay, here we go. I forgot to read this story. Nike cries foul over virtual shoes, because I just saw Simon said that people don't believe in the metaverse. So people do believe in the metaverse. You could say whatever you want. It's not like, you can't say that people don't believe in the metaverse, because the metaverse, $500 million have been spent on real estate. Everybody's still doing this NFT BS. Nike's going to court right now with some, I think it's called X shoes or something. StockX. StockX is this company, $3.4 million. They're selling NFTs of Nike shoes. So here's the other thing that I look at. how is if allegedly the metaverse is unregulated? So what are you going to do? Go talk to the make-believe court system and go from there? I don't really understand what's going on, but whatever. They are. Social media is a waste of time. I don't see why everybody's so obsessed with what everybody else is doing. Who cares? I've told this story before. Old friends that I completely ditched, don't talk to anymore after their wedding day. But this girl, she would post on there, and her life looked like the best thing of all time. It was so funny to just see what she portrayed on social media, and her life was a freaking train wreck. And I'm just like, man, this is when I realized like how fraudulent the social media is. You always hear it on television, but you don't really realize until you know somebody. And I realized it. All right, here's the deal with AMC. So you have that little wick right there that was created on the bottom of, this is Thursday, of Monday. So if you make an engulfing candlestick and drop below Monday's wick and it's low, you can go ahead and short this. I really like the selling volume that's coming in. I like the downtrend that we're seeing over here. I like everything that I'm seeing right here. So if you get that engulfing candlestick down on AMC past Monday's low, you can go for it. I have a question. If I want to be a lawyer in the metaverse, do I have to go to law school? That's a question that I have. Can somebody answer that for me? Somebody please tweet Supreme Court Justice and ask them. I need to sell my property in Second Life so I can buy a house next to Mo in the metaverse. Listen, I'm telling you right now, I don't get this real estate in the metaverse. I'm going to go and live in like a $100 mud hut, and you can just transport for free. So I don't even need to have a car. So I'm just going to transport to your guys' mansions. Any hype dorks that are watching, can you please go and buy like a minimum $5 million mansion, and I'll just teleport over there for you, and we can argue, and you can feed me dinner from your make-believe staff, and then I will take my Oculus off. Okay, I'll just stop right there. All right. Intel. What is Intel doing lately? And then we can hit up Netflix. You just have to buy a gavel. So Intel fell on earnings, of course, and it's rebounding as expected. I mean, when you get an irrational fall like this on earnings, especially good earnings, people are just beating up Intel right now. Listen, this is a long-term play. This is a 10-year play. You can identify as a lawyer. Very good. Here's the deal. I wouldn't touch this right now from a long-term perspective because you have that downtrend going on. If you want to do anything, swing trade it. It looks like they pay a dividend today or tomorrow, so we'll see. And go from there. But right now, Intel, I would just relax with Intel a little bit, kind of see what's going to happen, and move on. Okay, so somebody keeps asking me about Prosus, and he's doing it in a way that's actually very nice. So he's not spamming me. He's only asked like once every 5 minutes. So whoever asked me for Prosus, you're welcome. PRX, and oh my goodness, wait a second. Is this the right thing? This is Prosus? This is Prosus. Okay, so this is the definition of consolidation. So I'm just zooming out a little bit. This is the definition. Oh my gosh. Guys, this thing, if you just draw a line right here where my whiskers are, 79 to, let's just call it 69. This thing has just fluctuated in between 79 and 69 for the past 6 months. This is a perfect opportunity. You notice, even with all that fluctuation, you didn't really get a lot of trend change over here. That's why the daily chart is so useful, because you can come over here and you get that up and down and up and down. And you're just fluctuating between $10. So take it $10 long, $10 short, $10 long, $10 short, $10 long, $10 short, and go on, so on and so forth. So, yeah. Have a stake in the metaverse. True. Guys, I'll tell you right now, one of my favorite stories of possibly my 33 years of existence is the story about Odell Beckham Jr. and his taking Bitcoin for his salary of $750,000 or $725,000, and it's now worth like $35,000 or whatever it is. It's literally one of my favorite things of all time. Then I was thinking, Seth, are you still here? Or maybe some football fans. Didn't Ndamukong Suh take all of his money in Bitcoin like 2 years ago or something like that? I swear I swear I remember that story. And it was like $168 million in Bitcoin or something. I wonder what that's doing. Somebody should look that up. Okay, so Alibaba, I'm going to go through the chart, but I'm telling you right now, I don't like trading Chinese stocks, as you guys know. I just want all of this nonsense to settle down. Yeah, Seth just said yes. I thought it was Indomitian Sue. What a crazy! It was like 170 million or something like that. So once everything kind of calms down in China, we will start getting a trend that is moving a lot more consistent. But remember, guys, we still have all of that kind of negative sentiment going on around delisting and this and that. So if anything, I wouldn't trade it over here. I wouldn't even bother. I just don't want anybody to get burnt on earnings or bad news or geopolitical issues, etc. So I would just come over here on a swing trading chart. This is actually might be a good position. You're at the 50. If this can break up and make a run towards the 100 around 140.71, this might be a very nice swing trade. Very nice swing trade if you can do something with it. But please use stops, because I do not want somebody to get burned on a Chinese stock because of some geopolitical issue that comes out that you have no control over. Oh God, the badass. I just read your comment, but I can't do that. I just can't do that. Exxon is moving headquarters to Houston. Yes, that's absolutely true. It's not a publicity stunt. I have no idea. Do you think the market is going to go down? Absolutely, the market's going to go down. I'm telling you right now, it's going to go down. Hey, can you hold swing trades over the weekend? Boyd, great question. Yes, you can hold swing trades over the weekend. The only let's say for example with Alibaba, because let's say you were in this for a swing trade, I wouldn't say exit Alibaba today. I would say take profits on it. And the reason is you're hitting a lot of resistance here with 25 and the 50-day moving average. So I would say just take profits, stay in your position, take profits from when you got into it. The market's now open, and see what happens on Monday. And if you get a nice run up, then stay in it. Now, let's say today you get a good engulfing candlestick and you're sitting right here on $133. You don't need to take profits there. You're in a good position. Just stay in it. So to answer your question, yes, you can stay in swing trades over the weekend. Day trades, no. Mo uses Schwab. Yes, I do use Schwab. Guys, remember the book club starts in 30 minutes. Seth and Paul will be discussing chapter 2 of Richer, Wiser, Happier. They get Bitcoin to avoid taxes. So you lose more than 50% of your salary, but you don't have to pay taxes. Logical. Tesla. Let's do Tesla, and then I'm going to get out of here. Or I could take some general questions, but I don't want to do any more chart questions because this is frustrating me. Yeah, double the gas prices in the metaverse. Oh, if you get a Lamborghini, that's true. All right, so Tesla. Yeah, Tesla's just getting beaten down. Still a downtrend, guys. If it takes out this wick of, let me draw a line right here of Monday, right there. If it takes out that wick right around $800. Say you get some move down, engulfing candlestick. Short it. Especially when it drops below that 200-day moving average. Short it. So that's it for today, guys. Remember, book club starts in 30 minutes. Link is in the EM chat. And that's that. I think I saw Ally is coming to TradingView. Oh, that's great. It would be very nice if TradingView would get some real brokerage platforms, unlike what we have going on right now. What position did you play in baseball? So I played first base my whole life. And then when I got to the semi-pro level, I had to move to second base because they said I was too short, even though that's one of the biggest BS things I've ever seen in baseball. You have to be tall to play first base. I think it's more important that you could pick the ball out of the dirt than be tall. How many players, especially when you're playing at a high level, especially a pro level, guys aren't airmailing throws. They're throwing balls. Like if a third baseman is going for a ball down the line and he runs into foul territory and does a jump spin throw, he's not airmailing it to you. He's going to try to throw you a two bouncer and you got to pick it out of the dirt. So I never understood this tall first baseman thing. If you're 5'10" and you have power, I don't get it. So the Bitcoin is still short term, but Intel is long term. Listen, you want my Bitcoin prediction for 2025? $1 trillion / bigger than the US economy. So what do you think? And whatever, you're an idiot. What do you think about gold and oil? I really like gold. Oil, I think, is going to continue to climb, especially as they have more of this geopolitical nonsense that's going on. So let's just roll with that. Let's see. Wait, was that sarcasm? I don't remember what I said. You should. Me, Kevin is playing the blame game, just like how you guys predicted in your reaction video. Of course, guys, everybody is going to make an excuse for everything. They're going to blame this. They're going to blame that. They're going to blame They blamed COVID for COVID. Listen, they blamed COVID for the COVID crash of March and April. And wait a second. Hold on a second. Am I lagging if I pull this up? Yeah, I'm still lagging. Well. Maybe not. All right. So they blame COVID for the COVID correction. And by the time the market started reacting to itself, like moving back up, there were 5,000 cases out there. Then there became like 1 million cases, and people were like, oh yeah, the market should go to double all-time highs. So whatever. Go bees. Amen. You look pretty tall. I'm sitting down. Tall guys I'm only 5'10". But tall guys who can pick the ball out of the dirt have an advantage over short. Yeah, I agree with that. But when you have competition on your team that's not that same size, then I don't agree with that. California takes 50%. Yeah. As long as you don't pull a Bill Buckner at first, you're good. Got that. Are you still betting on Walgreens in 2022? Absolutely. Does anybody want to talk about Joe Rogan? Triggered. Look at that handsome face. Hello. What else do we have? Give me like 2 more questions and I'll hit them and then we'll go. Baba is filing for $1 billion more U.S. Oh God, are you serious? I just wish they would just delist and move on. Man, I wish they would just delist and move on. Oh boy. I don't know who that is. New comments. Are you a lefty? No, I'm right-handed. I wish I was a lefty. I do wish I was a lefty. What bank stock would I own? I would own XLF. It's the bank ETF of the S&P. I would go ahead and just take XLF and stick with that. Let's talk about me, Kevin. Why? It's Friday. Why do you want to ruin my Friday at 9:35 in the morning? What's going on with Baba and more shares? I'm going to have to look. Robin and Spotify, spot stock. Is Spotify dropping? I don't know. Is investment in energy ETF a good idea right now? So if you want to hold it long term, I don't know. I personally think yes, but I really don't know. There's so much factors that go into it. That's why buying the ETF I think is safer than not buying the ETF. But I just think that energy, especially oil, is going to be better off in the long run in 10 years from now than where we're at right now. I just don't. People can argue that oil is oil. There's no. People have tried wind energy, didn't work. Solar energy didn't work. Electric energy, this electric vehicle stuff. It ain't. I mean, it's fine, but it's not replacing. It's not replacing cars. Internal combustion engines. Now we want to go to hydrogen. It's just one thing after the other. Guys, coal and oil work. You're not going to replace them. Unless you can do it at the same price or more efficient cost-wise, it's not going to work. Mo, you explain the 10-month yield each morning. You also mentioned the 10-year and 3-month will hit the fan. What do you mean? PP, PP number 2. Great question. So I look at these yields. Let me pull up, let me do a screen share. And I'm gonna get out of here in a little bit because I want you guys to have enough time to head over to what am I trying to say here? Book club. Yeah. So anyway, okay, it's not gonna pull up. But I explain it because when the 10-year, so here's the idea. When you buy a 10-year treasury, you are basically lending your money to the government over a 10-year period, and they're going to pay you, let's say 1.9%. That's what it is right now. 1.9% over 10 years for you to lend money to them. Then you have the 3-month. The 3-month is, of course, a shorter time frame, and you're going to get less money for it. You should get less money because you should have more confidence in the government long term than you do short term. There we go. That took a long time. Now, when you get this happening, when you get the 3-month, when this number starts to tick up and this 3-month number becomes higher than this 10-year number, that's what you call a yield curve inversion, okay? that means that there's more confidence in the government over a 3-month period than there is over a 10-year period. And as soon as those numbers invert, you get more money in 3 months than 10 years to lend your money to the government. That is a yield curve inversion. And that is when things really hit the fan. Anytime that you have a yield curve inversion, you see a massive sell-off in the market. Go and look at October of 2018, February of 2020. Those are your last 2 yield curve inversions. Go check it out. What's your goal for swing trading? Over a year period, probably 13 to 15%. Oil companies or oil ETFs like USO. So oil ETFs like USO are, don't forget, USO is futures. Those are futures contracts. What's your favorite vacation spot? Mexico. Net Ghost, I can't with you right now. I'm not going to do Baba UE. Sarasota Beach, this is awesome. Yeah, I'm going there this weekend to check out homes. That's great. PayPal might be a value play. It very well could. I love Joe Rogan. I do too, but he's a terrible host. What else do we have? You think we will have an MLB season this year? No, I don't think it's going to be a full season. Hello there. How are you? Let's see here. So wind energy, do you see wind and solar energy on a massive grand scale replacing coal energy? No. When you start powering multiple places with solar and wind energy, that's when I will say wind energy and solar energy will work. Wind and solar is like 2% of energy. Thank you very much. Mo delivering a dose of reality here. Hydrogen is neat, but it's basically the same. Hydrogen is neat, but it's basically the same thing as strapping a bomb to your car. Book club. What's the perfect? Okay. All right, guys. I am going to get out of here. Oh, okay. Global food action is triggered. Sad. Sorry, global food action. I just triggered you on a Friday. I didn't mean to do that. What are your biggest 3 positions? Mo, do you like them thick? What are your biggest 3 positions? My biggest 3 positions are Apple, BP, and Bristol Myers. All right, guys, I'm out of here. You guys have a wonderful day. Global, whatever your name was, I hope we can still be friends. See you guys later. Have a great weekend. Bye.